If you're watching this clip on the Cycling GK YouTube channel, the full football fill-in episode is now available to watch and listen to on Spotify. And it's also live on the Cycling GK YouTube channel on Tuesday at 10 a.m.
I think the first half was bit cagey.
Yeah.
I felt like Arsenal, I said to Watto earlier on, I felt like Arsenal kind of got bullied a little bit in the first half. And I think in the long term for the season, I just think they maybe lack someone that's going to kind
An
of...
enforcer?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know whether Declan Rice is that guy, I'm not sure, but felt like, I mean, Kovacic probably should have got sent off. But it just feels like they need someone to really stick it about a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that'll be Partey when he's fit again, but yeah, that was kind of my take.
We've don't get me wrong, we've looked at all the highlights, we've looked at all the details, the data, all that kind of stuff. Watto, I want to talk about that red card then quickly. The not a red card, Kovacic.
Yep.
Should have been 2 yellow cards, really?
Yeah, I think on the first one, he's actually very, very lucky. I know VAR looked at it, but on another day, interpretation could have been different and it could have been a red. I think the big thing for me is, like, 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, it's a rash challenge against Rice. And I think if he's not had a yellow card, it's certainly a yellow card. So I'm at the point now where referees, are they just trying to say, look, I want to stick with 11v11 here. If you're a coach or a manager, you're doing your nutting at the side because you know that's another booking and he should be off. Or is he just trying to make sure it's the biggest game of the weekend, it's going to stay 11v11?
That's nonsense. Surely, Ben, you've played in games where it doesn't matter if he's on a yellow card. They need to take every foul on its own merit.
It shouldn't matter. This is the point. This is the bit where the managers will be going crazy for it, because I guarantee you, once Kovacic puts that tackles in on Declan Rice, Pep Guardiola is watching that going, what are you doing?
You've gone.
What are you doing?
No, the 100% Guardiola, when he makes that tackle against Rice...
Yeah.
If there were a camera on him, he's thinking,
He'd have turned around
off. He's off. Yeah. No doubt about it. And he's got away with one. But I think the referees, again, we're talking about them all the time. First one could have been a red. Fair dues, he's give a yellow, so they've stuck with it. But when he makes that next tackle, his job as a referee is to give that yellow card. And it's not about denying the entertainment for the fans or whatever and saying it should be 11v11.
It's a letter
At that
of the law.
point, it's the letter of the law. It's a yellow card. He's off. It's finished.
The referee's bottled it, hasn't he?
I think he has bottled it.
He has bottled it.
I think he's got swept up with the fact it's the massive one on Sunday
First
afternoon.
half.
He knows that the world are watching this game.
Yeah, for sure.
And like you say, it's the first half, and he's bottled it. He wants to keep it 11v11, a good spectacle on TV.
Yeah, but what happens this morning when Howard Webb's on the phone to him again? Is he saying, you've done really well there, Michael, to keep it 11v11? Or is he saying to him,
what are you doing?
Mate, what are you doing? It's not our job to make sure it's 11v11. The players have got to take responsibility. If he's down for 2 yellow cards in 5 minutes, it's 2 yellow cards and he's off.
As well. He was in a good position as well. So, like that first one, if that was a red, would people be complaining that it was a red?
No, I don't think
they would.
I wouldn't. I'd say we watched it this morning and said that could be a red. That could.
Yeah, sure.
That could be
So
a red.
that goes so that is arguably that's the red.
Yeah.
That second one, that's so obviously
Just quickly,
a yellow
right?
card.
Somebody said this to me yesterday. I can't remember who it was. They said they were talking about VAR. It's like everybody just talks about VAR, and it's the overriding theme of football, isn't it? And they said, do you know what? Why don't they just try and go and do a month without VAR? Why don't they say, we're going to do a month, without VAR, just get rid of it, right? And we'll see how it goes. We'll do a month, just see how it goes. Just see if everybody enjoys it, if the fans enjoy it, and if they don't enjoy it and we want to go back to VAR, cool.
We had 100 years of that, though, Ben.
Yeah. And if not, let's just keep it as it is with no VAR then. I was like, that's a really good idea.
Well, Big Ange said he's not sure we've got the technology for it, so...
That's what I'm saying. Why don't we try it? Genuinely, I think that's a really good shout.
I think we're now in a position where they've backed themselves into a corner where they've got to stick with it.
They're sticking with it now.
And it's just embarrassing.
Whether it's right or wrong, they're sticking with it. But let's talk about the game a bit more then. Watto, that's a massive, massive win for Arsenal. Is it a bit of a statement as well?
I think it has to be when Arteta's never taken a point off them in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know what happened last season. Arsenal were so far in front and City beat them twice in the real biggies. I think for them to have even taken a point would have been a massive move forward in terms of momentum. But to win that game, I've watched the game like you this morning again, and it was just a real technical battle, tactical battle. It was like chess, not massive chances in the game. And it was probably going to be a goal like that, a deflection that maybe won it. I think it's huge for Arsenal. The interesting point will for us, if we talk about the goal, is Raya plays in goal. Got away with probably 3 or 4 moments of madness, if I'm honest with you. If that would have been Ramsdale, everybody would have been crying. Raya's got to come in and be number one. But Arteta at the end of the game went and grabbed him and give him a hug, really showing that he's his number one and backing him. Post-game in the interview, that's what I'm asking him to do. That's what I want him to do. That's how he's going to play. But I just think for me as an Englishman, I think Ramsdale could have equally have had that same performance and have passed the ball and done the same things and would have probably shot him down.
It's brilliant goalkeeping is, right? Because sometimes you can have a game like this and you get away with it and you keep a clean sheet and it's like, brilliant, this is absolutely amazing. And then you have other games like that where you make, they're not massive errors, are they? But they're ones that he's got away with a little bit.
What are the back four thinking though, Ben? Right?
Yeah, I think the problem is you're playing Man City and you know that as soon as you play that ball back to David Raya, that is their trigger. That is literally their trigger. It's like Man City set traps almost to do this sometimes. Yeah, they wait and wait and wait and get it to the close point where they go, right, it's going to go back to goalie. And as soon as it goes back to the goalie, whoosh, every one of us just go in there and push as quick as we can. So for David Raya, he needs to know that he has to be rapid with it. He has to get the ball out of his feet and has to pick a pass. And if he can't pick a pass, he's going to have to do it fairly long or chip it into a midfielder or something like that. He didn't even have a chance to do that because the second the ball's got to him, the one where he's on the line basically, the second the ball gets to him, he has to just basically try and open up and get somewhere, but the lad is on him. Alvarez is on him so quickly. I had one of them against Arsenal, actually, when I was at Watford a few years back, 3 or 4 years ago, and it was Aubameyang. And exactly the same thing, yeah? Played it to me. I tried to open out onto my left foot to go and play it over there. Before I knew it, I could see Aubameyang like literally there. I'm thinking, I've gone to clear it. It's hit Aubameyang, got straight in the back of the net. I'm thinking, shit. We lost the game 1-0. Shit. It's horrible.
No, but he's a millisecond and he's got away with it.
Yes.
That's how quick these guys are on you. You know what I mean?
That's the point. I think like the casual fans like me will watch it, and I did it yesterday, and I went, just fucking get rid of it.
Yeah, I know,
and is it a case of they are just that fast?
Yeah, they
because
are that
it
fast,
felt
yeah.
like Raya was just pondering on it.
No, it's a slow ball back to him for one. I think you see David Raya pointing to, is it Gabriel who played it back to him, I think it was? You can see him pointing to him because what he's saying is basically there, you either give it to me first time so I can just get rid of it and it's a slower ball, or if you are going to play it to me, you have to play it to me quicker, a lot crisper so I can open out and do it. But he didn't. It was a bit of a ponderous ball, wasn't it? It didn't really help him.
Well, you have your touch then. You're dead if you need to have one. And he's then straight on you. I agree. The pass... The way that goalies play now, they've got to just trust that they've got a good touch. So you've got to pass it as though you're playing into your midfield players.